Okay, good morning and happy Wednesday. You're probably like, why are you on here on a Wednesday? You're never here on Wednesday. I'm here on Mondays normally, but Caitlin has a sick little baby, and so we are like, we rally, we figure it out. So today, obviously kind of just like flying on what I'm thinking, what I've been thinking about personally. So I've really been focused on truly moving the needle forward. I think so many times we overthink things. We overthink reaching out. We overthink coming back and posting. We overthink what do I say? And so in that space, we either don't do anything or we go and we just kind of like copy and paste someone else's stuff. Stephanie, I love your shirt. And so I was just really thinking about that. And it's like, what stops people? Okay. If you could remove all fear and all doubt, and I'm going diamond in the next 10 months, I know for a fact. How are you showing up differently? If you know 100 people are joining you tomorrow, how are you showing up differently? You're probably posting, you're probably, doing team calls, you're probably setting things up knowing I've got people coming. And when we operate from that place of expectancy versus a place of fear and doubt of what if this doesn't work, things are so much easier. It's so much easier to take action. And so I had a really great conversation yesterday, and we were talking about overthinking. And I said it's a weakness, right? It's a vulnerability and it's a weakness to overthink. And it really depends on where you're coming from. And I think that that's why we see different time speeds of journeys, is that when we feel vulnerable to um, what people think, okay, so people pleasers, things like that, it can be harder to overcome that. And so I feel like it really is one of those things where if you can dig deep and figure out, why am I overthinking? Like, who am I worried about thinking something of me? I love that Gary Vee and Grant Cardone and Alex Hormozy, they all talk about this. It's like the reason people aren't successful is they're so worried about what their broke friends think. So if you want to stay where your friends are and you want to stay where your family members are, and oh, Dolly Lynn, good morning, darling. Good morning. Um, so if oh, sorry, baby. So if you want to stay where your family is and your broke friends and your whatever, then that's fine. Then that's where you want to stay. It's that crabs in the bucket mentality, which is if you were to go talk to a crab hunter, that's what I call them, crab hunters, is that you can actually walk around the docks and they don't put lids on the crab baskets. And you ask them why, and they say because the other crabs will literally pull them back down into the basket. And so when I think about that, it's like that is exactly what people do. But is it the other person's fault, or is it the fact that we're just like, oh no, you know what? It is safer here. It's safer here where there's no disappointment. And guys, that's true. I want to just be super transparent. Growth hurts. Growth is painful. There are growing pains for a reason. Growth is going to make you feel uncomfortable. Growth is going to challenge you. Growth is going to make you feel out of your comfort zone. That is what it's for, right? It's going to make you feel funny. And so some of us are forced into growth through circumstances. Some of us are not forced to, and we just keep reliving the same lessons over and over and over again, right? So you're maybe on a cycle of we're living paycheck to paycheck over and over and over again. Or every time we get ahead, we fall behind. There's some kind of cycle you're living over and over and over. And it's just because you're unwilling to grow. And so, what does growth look like? Growth can just look uncomfortable. And I want you to not be afraid of it. What if you weren't afraid of it? What if it was like, okay, I'm expecting this is going to feel uncomfortable. I'm expecting someone may say something that hurts my feelings. I'm expecting that, if I'm posting more, okay, this kind of stuff happens to me all the time. I could be like, she just got my phone and said, call daddy. Um, like I would have people message me, they'd be like, you have a spelling, you have okay, honey, baby. You can have you have spelling errors. You have this, you have the wrong time on the graphic. You have all this. I want you to picture you're doing all of these things, right? You're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. And then people are like, hey, spelling error. Hey, you missed this on your graphic. Hey, you got this wrong. Hey, you got that wrong. And you have no idea how many people that comes from, right? It's like the bigger your organization, the more people that comes from. And so I remember when I first started, that would hurt my feelings. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't mean to make a mistake. Now I gotta go back. And now I'm just like, it is what it is. Sometimes I'll leave it on purpose. Hey, you can do this too. You can do it even making a spelling mistake. You can do it even telling people your team calls at 7:30 and you had to move it to 8. It's okay. It's okay. And sometimes growing is knowing it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes and to not overthink it. And so, where I see it becomes a weakness is when the overthinking takes over so much that you literally can't take action, that you stay stuck where you are. And so, when I picture overthinking to the point of just staying where I am, it's I'm normally comfortable, I'm complacent. I feel, huh? Okay. I feel, comfortable where I am. And normally what happens is something either circumstantial happens or I have to make a decision of I don't want to stay here. I want to help my team move to the next level. And when you take responsibility for that, you can realize, okay, I'm going to stop overthinking. And so I want to give you tangible things today in Plexus that you can do that's like going to challenge you, that's going to move the needle forward. Do not, under any circumstances, go to bed tonight without putting out graphics, 4 graphics, an event every single week. Don't wait till May 15th to decide, oh, I forgot to do some events. Set them up, challenge yourself, commit to it. Who cares if no one shows up? Who cares if the graphic sucks? Who cares if no one comes? Like, who cares about any of that? The point is to just not overthink it and get it done. The other thing is you can message 10 people a day. Get into action. Stop thinking about it. Stop hopping on the Zooms and being a glutton of content and not taking action, right? And that's what I have to tell myself. Like, I could listen to personal growth all day, every day. But if I'm not taking action and making change, what's the point? Right? So I want you to think about, I don't want to be in the same place I am today, tomorrow. I want to go to bed tonight knowing I did something today that pushed me out of my comfort zone. Hey. And so I think a lot of it is really pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. So making graphics, doing events, getting your messages sent out, having an accountability partner. And what I see happen, okay, is this is a classic overthinker move. And I think we all have this, is the minute we face rejection, we take it as a sign. Oh gosh, I can't do this. And we slow down and we even stop, right? And then the longer we're stopped, the harder it is to push us back in. And so, and then we have the shame and the guilt and all the things. You want to watch Moana? Yeah. Okay, go ask Aunt Chas, okay? No. Okay, well, you gotta wait because I'm on my call, okay? Okay? No. So I think really don't touch that, baby, is that when you get into that shame place, it's almost impossible to pull yourself taking action. Good Lord. To stop taking action. And so can you just say hello? You want to watch Moana? You want to watch Moana? Yeah. Okay. We'll watch Moana. Do you see Aunt Lisa? She's on there. Do you want to say hi?
No. Hi, darling. Hi, sweet girl.
Hello.
Hi. Are you gonna go watch Moana?
Yeah. She wants to watch it on my laptop right now while I'm doing this. I don't know how she got in here, but she's in here and no one knows she's in here.
Oh my God.
You want to watch Let It Go?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, is pulling yourself out of that shame place and knowing, Lisa, I want you to share about this
Alexa.
Hi,
because
Becky.
you're the reason I'm talking about this. Our conversation yesterday was so good, is not comparing yourself to where other people are and not overthinking that and just loving who you are, where you are, and moving forward that ball forward. Can you share a little bit about that, Lisa? Because it was so, like, literally so good.
Well, I never remember what I say, but there's something, because so I've been doing this 10 years. So I signed up 2 weeks after Alita, right? So I could easily compare where I am in my business compared to Alita, right? Like she's 4-star diamond. I'm not hitting emerald points. And it'd be really easy for me to do that. But I would not change where I am now with anything just because the journey has been so worth it. And, Alita and I started at different places. I think that's a big thing to remember. It's like we all start from a different place. Like the stories we tell ourselves are different. The growth that we need to get through it's different from other people. So it's like comparing apples to oranges. You know what I mean?
Amen.
It's like you can't compare it because it's not a fair comparing. And you know what that does? That just slows you down. It just stunts you. So it's like be grateful for where you are and know where you're going. And those two things will keep you in a good headspace. It'll keep you going. It'll keep you motivated and staying in that energy that we talked about yesterday. It's like know where you're going. It doesn't matter even where you've been, you know? It doesn't matter. It's just like keep going and know that the growth every step of the way is different. And you know what? We each have a different calling, like,
Mhm.
and gifting. Like, Alita's gifting is so different from mine, And so she's going to be doing different things. So my plexus walk is going to be so different from her. So I don't know, you guys, just don't compare, and we hear that all the time. It's like, comparison is the thief of joy, but that's true, but it really all it does is stunt you. It goes deeper than that. And just remember and give yourself grace of like I didn't have parents that, started me out on this journey the way that Alita did. But I mean, obviously take responsibility because we're all grown adults now. And so we can all take responsibility and, head down, blinders on, and just go. So I don't know. Is there anything else that you want me to share?
I love that because I think that's such a good point. It's like we don't think about how where we start is different starting points, right? So if you start your race and it's, yours is 5 miles and someone else's is a half a mile to the finish line, right? It's like you don't know where someone is starting from and the network they've built. And, maybe they went through stuff and they've been really quiet and all the things. Like we don't know where people are. And so I think just having a lot of grace to knowing that it's okay to know. It's like everybody has a different starting place. What's not okay in my mind is staying there and saying, this is my lot in life. This is where I'm at. And I think that successful people, it's not that they don't have a hard time overcoming stuff like this. It's not that at all. It's that they're not a victim to it. Yeah. They're not a victim to it. They're like, I refuse to keep giving into the same cycle. I'm not going to continue the same pattern. I'm going to do something different. And that requires different action. So, what am I willing to do to get my butt out of bed and get into different action? What am I going to do to get my butt off the couch and get into different action? So, a lot of times it's something simple in our business like messaging and doing events. So, are you doing those things? Just posting is not enough. It is not enough. You must be posting and you must be messaging and you must be doing events if you want to move your needle forward. What move your needle forward is people ordering. Posting does not move your needle forward if people aren't ordering, right? So if you're spending so much time worried about what am I going to post and I'm overthinking, what am I, If all I'm thinking about is what am I going to post? Am I moving my needle forward? No, I'm not, right? I need to get in my stories. I need to share my story about Plexus. I need to talk to people when I'm out and about. I need to join different groups. I need to take maybe some courses. I need to figure out where can I grow and come up with a true growth plan. Because if you're in the same place you were before, you're not growing. You're not growing. And so setting yourself up for success is really realizing I may be starting at a different starting point than someone else. I can have different, my race to run is different, but I don't want to stay stagnant, right? I don't want to stay where I'm at. I want to go and I want to, inquire and learn and develop myself. So, today's going to be short, but I just wanted to hop on here and say, don't overthink it. Just do it. Stop overthinking it. Literally, just tell yourself no more. I'm not leaving my desk today until I have my events booked. I've sent out 10 messages and I'm just going to remember this is a process. You've never, ever in the history of ever heard anybody say, I signed up for Plexus yesterday and I'm diamond today. That never happens. It is not an overnight success. It is a process. And if you don't fall in love with the process, you're going to constantly be overthinking. You're going to constantly feel like you're not enough. You're going to constantly be looking for the deadline. When I hit Emerald, I'll stop working. When I hit this, I'll stop working. Can I tell you, the more things I hit, the more things I accomplish, the more I want to work, the more I want to spread that impact. So stop working from a place of when I hit this, then I'll be done. It's like, I hope not. I hope you're not just like, I'll hit this and then leave my team hang out to dry, right? Like really make a decision. Like, this is who I want to become. I want to become a leader that can get on and share impactful information. I want to know that if somebody comes on as a silver and they leave as a gold, that they left better than they came, right? That I've made impact and I've made a difference. And so I think that is super important. Okay. Okay, my house is falling apart. I love y'all. Have a great day.
Actually, I'm going to share something, Alita. Go ahead. You can hop off though. It doesn't have to be recorded. I want to say, like, we're very blessed to be on Alita's team, right? Because if there's anyone that we know and know their story, it's like Alita could have thrown in the towel. You know what I mean? Like, that would be a good reason to be like, oh, I'm going to take a break. Like, things are hard. My husband just passed away. And then my mom, who's my best friend, got a horrible cancer, horrible walk with that, watching her die and then her dad dying. And it's like, she literally could have thrown in the towel and not one person would have been like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. What a whim. You know what I mean? It's like she's paved the way for us in knowing, listen, we can all overcome whatever it is that, is an obstacle to us. All of us. If she can do it, so can we, So I just want to encourage you, like, that comparison game. It's like, we also have to check your perspective, check where your perspective is, because it literally is a game changer. And something that my grandma, I had a very strong grandma. It's my dad's mom. She had 7 kids. She ended up divorcing my grandpa after 30 years of marriage because he would horrible, and she raised 7 amazing adult children. And she went back to school when my dad was in college. So she went to college. She ended up getting her PhD with 7 kids, being a single parent. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and she worked hard. She was a special education teacher and then a principal and then got her PhD in education. And it's like, one time I was complaining that my husband was traveling, okay? Like, we'd go on business trips. And my grandma looks at me and she's like, don't be complaining about that. She's like, be thankful he's not down at the bar drinking every night with his buddies. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and let me tell you, that was early on in the marriage. I think I had 3 kids at the time. And I was so grateful for that, because that one little remark, that change in my perspective, changed everything. I mean, it really made my marriage better. It changed my perspective. I was much more happy, right? Like I was thankful, more grateful that I did have a husband that worked hard for my family. So again, like apply that same kind of, you know, perspective change that maybe you need in your business. So that's all I want to say. You guys have an amazing day. This week, let's get into action. Let's go.